All righty. So welcome to our nonprofit leaders. And if you could add a comment that I'll see in just a few minutes to let us know that you're here, I would appreciate that. I'm Nancy Manning, founder of Power Your Mission and Austin Nonprofit Meetup. And our guest today is going to be sharing his screen. So I'm going to remind you that you have to click to expand. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to hit share screen. No, you hit share screen.
I'm going to hit share screen.
Right. All right. So I would like to introduce our lovely guest, Daniel Summins. He's the Director of Development for Marillac St. Vincent Family Services in Chicago. Welcome, Daniel. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and about Marillac?
Well, good morning, Nancy. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Dan Summins. I'm the Director of Development at Marillac St. Vincent Family Services in Chicago. It's a 114-year-old nonprofit community service organization sponsored by the Daughters of Charity. As long as I have slides, I'm going to slip through and talk a little bit about Marillac St. Vincent. We're a comprehensive human service organization sponsored by the Daughters of Charity. Our mission is to strengthen, empower, and give voice to those in need in the Vincentian spirit of service through education, comprehensive programs to build vibrant communities in Chicago. We've got 3 locations here in Chicago, 2, the Foglia Family and Youth Center, and our Marillac Social Center is in the East Garfield Park neighborhood in Chicago. And the St. Vincent de Paul Center is in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, actually not far from DePaul University. We've been here since over 114 years. So we are well established in each of the neighborhoods. We really have 3 basic areas of programming. It's early childhood education, including Head Start, early Head Start, all the way up to kindergarten, youth services, after school programs, summer programming, and community outreach, which is food pantries, intensive case management services, making sure the people who live in our communities are getting the benefits they deserve.
Okay.
And myself, I've been doing fundraising in Chicago for 25 years here and other places, very similar kind of things. And it's one of the things you have to be, you said earlier, we have to be an optimist to do so today.
Well, let me ask you, I know you had an exciting year last year for donor response. Can you tell us what happened and what magic dust you used to make that happen?
Well, I wish I had magic dust. I would sell it on Amazon, and you'd ask for it and I'd deliver it. But the lessons that we learned, what I've really been thinking about is the things that we've done are kind of lessons we've relearned, and how the reminder of the importance of listening to your donors and their actions. So, I take everybody back to a year ago in March of 2020. We began March 17th, we closed our center because of COVID, and we began a COVID relief fund, almost entirely online. And we had very modest hopes, but we ended up raising almost $400,000 to help more than 200 families, a little over 800, comprised of 800 individuals. But what we learned is that a couple of things is, one, this is all, we're online, we have all social media, website, email, but we really ramped that up, as well as connected to some of the local, there's something called Block Club here, I'm not sure that's everywhere, online for people to really get a hold of that. But I think what really drove it was the nature of it. People, one, understood the impact that COVID-19 was having on people financially, and that this fund was a direct pass-through from us to families. So we, over the next 4 or 5 months, took in $400,000 and gave it all away. No administrative cost, no overhead. And I think that was very compelling to people. They wanted to help. They understood the impact. So we use a lot, and some people did send in checks. We did get some things from donor advised funds, but the vast majority of individuals came online. And we've always used a mix of online and mail, and this was strictly online. So we were just thrilled with the response. The impact on the families was tremendous. So I think about the lesson we relearned, that we had to present a compelling and client-centered case for fundraising. It's not about what we were doing. It's about the need that we were meeting of the clients. They were really struggling, and just with everyday bills, food, rent, medicine, you name it. That's what people were, and that's what people needed help with. And I will say the media, traditional media, did a great job of reminding people the impact. So there was a lot of drumbeat. There were a lot of organizations that were doing this, but we really relearned and to stay focused on not what we were doing, but on the impact that we were having and the needs our clients had. So once that kind of wrapped up the initial fundraising phase through this last summer, we got into the fall, we got back into special event season, and we knew we couldn't do an in-person event. So we moved to a virtual event. And that meant we understood that we really needed high quality, great storytelling. That meant we needed great support. We have a wonderful special events manager here who pulled all this together, great committee. But I should also say we had great leadership from our senior leadership team. And we said, we want to make a large investment in storytelling and have this video, have the kind of tools that we need to really tell our story online. And they agreed to that. We actually, through all of our fundraising events, we met for our first event, we met our goal, our net goal, I should say. And then through all of our fundraising events, including one just this month, we exceeded our net fundraising goal for the year. And we are crazy about that, so happy. It's a testament to our donors. It's a testament to their commitment to the families that we're serving. It's a testament to the hard work of our team that put that together. But the lesson we had to relearn was the visual storytelling is critical to engaging audiences online. It's never been more important to make that investment so that your clients shine and that message is well told. You know, that's people's attention spans online, particularly if you're watching this. You're watching a video like a lot of people do during the typical red light as you're sitting there in your car and you're flipping through. It's got to be impactful. It's got to make a statement. It's got to have, it's got to kind of appeal to people's earliest emotions. You can't have a 5-minute setup. The whole thing's got to be just very, very brief.
Oh, quick, can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
This is from Cynthia Herrera.
Yeah.
Did you do anything special to engage more folks than usual online?
Well, I will tell you, it's interesting. Cynthia, that's a great question because the COVID Relief Fund brought in lots of new donors. Of that 314, I think about 2/3 were new, making their first gift to Marillac St. Vincent.
You yourself had a COVID relief fund that they could donate to specifically.
Correct. So the COVID Relief Fund was supporting our existing families who had children in early childhood programs or after school programs or seniors, people that we were in current relationship with. So their stories were vetted. We knew that what the impact was, and we were happy to be able to provide support to those people. And I should say the amount of support, we were doing it weekly, was $100, $200, maybe depending on the size of the family, up to $400 a week. So it wasn't, it wasn't generational, life-changing kind of money, but it was the kind of money that allowed people to maybe do a little grocery shopping or make sure that they're staying up to date with their medicine, all the types of things that people, these are daily needs. So it was not exotic spending, it was really down to earth.
And when you talk about visual storytelling, so I'm curious as to how you made that happen. Your organization, you have way more staff than many organizations. Did you hire out a videographer? How did you do that?
That's really, thank you for asking that. We did hire a videographer. And, we looked at other organizations that we admired their work and reached out through them. We also hired for the event itself, a company to help manage the YouTube channel so that it was very professionally presented. It was smoothly presented. There was no awkward pauses or technical problems. We were able to raise money through that. People give directly online. So as we kind of do a virtual paddle race. So no, there was a significant investment made to make sure that that storytelling was really done. It was more than we had spent in previous years. You know, the thought was we've got people in the room for a gala, for example, you can kind of work one-on-one. If you're holding people's attention on their laptop or in their phone, or, you know, we needed to really have a very high quality professional look.
Okay. All right.
All right. Any other questions?
Not yet.
Very good. So then direct mail. So we have been doing the last couple of years direct mail. We do a piece at Christmas time, and then we just follow up with an email. And what we ended up doing is taking that same video we used for our event and repurposed it for our online email solicitation. So that story that you would see, because the number of people attending an event is pretty small relative to our entire donor database, most people hadn't heard that story or seen it. So we wrote that story in the direct mail piece, and then used that same video or pieces of that video to the email solicitation. And we were really pleased. And it's interesting to note that we went from the prior year, we had about 23% of our year-end gifts were online. That number jumped up to 44%.
Okay, I need to tell you, we lost you for a second.
Oh, sorry.
It says my internet connection is unstable, so maybe everybody else was okay, so keep going.
Sure. And our sense of that is that with everybody quarantining at home, people who might in the past have been reluctant to make an online gift kind of got used to the, you know, the Amazon lifestyle, and you know, used it or felt comfortable making a gift online. But also something that we did, we really need to listen to our donors and listen to where they're coming from. You know, we had in our mind, if we didn't have your email address, you're kind of a mail only person. And that doesn't mean that you're not watching our website and our social media just because we don't have your email. So we really always want to think about where the donors are kind of living, online and in person, and then meet them where they are. So when we put things on social media, we know that with former people that we would only have mailed to we're responding in much better numbers. So it's a big lesson to keep listening and kind of follow your donors wherever they go. One thing I do want to say about the COVID-19 Relief Fund, we really worked hard on donor engagement. So of all the donors, about 38% made a second gift. But we really worked hard to write written thank yous, thank you notes, personal phone calls. We invited people to Zoom calls to see if they'd want to get caught up on our progress with that. And as a result, we had a really great second gift rate. And so we're really, really pleased with that. And that's not exactly new, but it is a lesson to be relearned that donors give to people, not institutions. So when I or one of my volunteers or people on the staff make those calls, really cements that relationship. Not just a one-time, I want to help, but I'd like to see the organization continue to help. So
I'm curious. So donors, when you would ask them if they would like to meet in a Zoom meeting, and they would agree to that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I can't tell you we had a flood of people. You know, we were not inundated. We did not have to. We were not sold out. But I think my sense is that the invitation is important. I think that people got a chance to see us in person and ask questions, and those kind of connections. I think we tried to do everything we could think of to get people connected to what we were doing, not just in the moment, but on an ongoing basis to support families and individuals.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I just overall, you know, I think today's donors, and this is a lesson we have to learn, is that regardless of age, everybody's online today. And you have to be willing to connect with them that way. You have to have great content. You have to make that investment. It's something I think you're going to find more and more important. But as always, client outcomes and stories are crucial. And never forget or relearn, donors love your work and mission, right? Nurture that. Nurture their connectedness. That is truly what the heart of philanthropy is about. You know, our job, I always tell people, my job is to remind people the joy of giving. And that's what we're trying to do.
Cool. Very nice. Well, thank you, Daniel. I love that you emphasize storytelling. I have a mini course on story inventory, story collection, and storytelling. And I think sometimes we miss the art of collection, of story collection, and it is an art. I'd like to encourage anybody that's listening. I know that Cynthia is on here, and she was a beta tester for my storytelling course. So hopefully by summertime, I'm going to get it back out there for everybody. But anyway, I do want to be mindful of this time. I want to thank Daniel for coming all the way from Chicago, which, by the way, I went to school at University of Illinois Champaign.
All right.
I miss the seasons except for winter. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And I don't see any other questions. Oh, Shannon was getting a bad echo early on. Oh, that's when I was, okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you again, Daniel. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.